Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to talk about the end of episode 18. Does that change any of our future storylines that were once in play from the source material?
Yes, guys. So we do have to send a massive spoiler warning for episode 18 if you haven't seen it yet, and for the comic book source material, because we will be discussing this. So we want to give a spoiler warning for anybody who has just picked up the comics and starting to read. We don't want to spoil anything, so it's out there for you right now. Yeah. So the end of episode 18 was something we did not expect to happen
At all.
Which
was very refreshing. It was awesome.
Awesome.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I love that I'm going into an episode not knowing, what's going to happen. And when it does happen, complete shocker, guys. But the question remains, right? Does that change anything that's to come? And the answer is, it absolutely does.
Yeah, so what we're referring to, for anybody who has stayed and wants to be spoiled, Sebastian played a huge part in the comic book storyline. He was the one who actually killed Rick Grimes. Yes, Rick Grimes does die in the source material.
To Sebastian,
who shot him about 6 or 7 times to leave him to die and turn, and Carl finds him, and Carl has to put his father down as being a zombie.
Which was an amazing and sad storyline. And just the shots, guys, of the on the comic book. If you look at these shots, you'll be like, oh, they're killing Aaron.
Yeah, exactly. It was huge because Rick, with being in the Commonwealth, he saw how badly the Commonwealth was being run. There were some people that saw Rick as a light to the end of the tunnel, that he could lead them. And Sebastian was just really pissed off at Rick, saying, you're coming in here, you're changing all this stuff. My mom has been cool with this place, or running this place for so long. He was just so... He was
I think they call it an affluenced... teenager or young kid who didn't want to change he's a rich boy, and
how you see him in the show is
exactly
how he's portrayed in the source material.
They did a very good job on that casting, and that actor played that part really well.
Really good. So we were worried, are they going to do their Rick storyline now that Rick is not there? Could they go to somebody else? We've done other videos thinking okay, who could take that storyline? We thought about Aaron could take that storyline, and because he's been out of the Commonwealth for so long, we're like, well, the next best person that people love is Mercer.
That was the prime candidate, guys, and honestly, I was definitely suspecting that was going to be the case, honestly.
But here's the thing. Even though this changes everything, could there still be a death now that Lance is still going to be around a while? Could they change that to give it to Lance now?
Yeah. A lot has to happen. I think that, in the source material, look, Rick was that light. Rick was that figure, that central figure that really was changing the world.
Yep.
And changing Commonwealth for those people. Those people looked to Rick.
That's why there was a statue of him after the fact.
Yeah. And the only person that we have at this point is Mercer. That's the only person.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I wouldn't say unfortunately, but I think it's 2 people now. It's Mercer and it's Max. Max is really wanting to really show, how bad Sebastian was. She really wants to put Pamela under the knife, and she's doing it in a sneaky way. Yes, she hasn't gotten caught, but
but here's the difference.
I don't know.
But here's the difference between Max and Mercer. Max is not well known.
Right. The people aren't
to the people.
I would say the people don't love her, but
and don't get me wrong, I don't mean well known by nobody knows about her. Of course, people know about her.
Right.
But to speak up to the community and be that figure,
she hasn't done.
We literally just saw a sign that said Mercer for president.
Yeah. Exactly.
So there's that storyline, but there's other stuff. There's supporting stuff. Do you think that we're going to get the rich people on one side and all the rioters on one side, and that iconic Rick speech now? That scene.
I hope we do.
I don't think we are.
I hope we do. Guys, what we're talking about is when the Commonwealth and our group and the people of the Commonwealth were kind of doing their rioting, and they were about to they were about to fight. Pamela Milton was like, charge them, kill them. And Rick was the one that stood right in the middle and said, hold up. And he made this miraculous, gorgeous speech.
Which was on the statue.
That they eventually built for him. I could still see it happening, and I could see it being Mercer doing it.
And if that's the case, then...
If it's not Mercer, I could see Max getting the courage and standing up and doing it.
Yeah.
I could also see Eugene.
I was just going to say Eugene.
Giving the speech.
I don't, right? And the only reason why I don't is because of the way that they've set up his lines.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's not the type of person that's going to give a speech that everyone's going to understand.
That has, well, I wouldn't say correct English, but he uses a lot of crazy words that would probably confuse most people. And it's not going to fit. It won't fit, yeah. I would love it. I would love for it to be Connie. That would be cool. But I don't think
another person that has that power of speech, and I don't mean necessarily like you've got the people's attention, like that someone that's already got people's attention. No, this person doesn't, but he has a power of speech, and that is King Ezekiel.
Yes, that is true. I mean, it needs to be somebody that the people know of and the people would respect to hear from. King Ezekiel, I think he's well known. I mean, he wants to stay around. He said he's not going back with the others. He wants to stay.
He's saved people.
He's saved a lot of people. He's definitely one that could give up and give that speech for sure. I'd say top 2 candidates are Mercer and Ezekiel.
Same here.
Yeah, dude.
Same here.
For sure. For me right now, I think it's still going to happen. I think there's going to be a massive speech to hold off a battle and major war.
To hold off a riot that will kill hundreds, if not thousands of people.
Yeah.
So then, if that's the case, your prime candidate is Mercer. I still think it very well could be King Ezekiel. Mm-hmm. Definitely could be.
Yeah.
But, if that scene happens, then does that mean that we're now centrally figured to one character that could possibly take on that death again?
The Rick death?
Yeah.
It's scary because even though Lance, let's say Lance doesn't make it out of jail or he leaves him in jail or he ends up being killed. There's still those 2 assassin hit people that he has, Shira and whoever that guy's name is. They're still out there, and they're not known. They're under the radar, and they could do whatever they want, really. So it may not even come from Lance directly, because I don't really see Lance killing somebody directly. He would have somebody else do it for him, and those 2 people would be the prime candidates to seek to kill somebody.
I have a remix for you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think it's Governor Milton.
Governor Milton kills Lance? I can see it. Oh.
Kills
kill
whoever
somebody?
Does the speech.
Ooh.
Here's why.
Ooh.
1, she just lost her son. So she's mentally unstable, probably.
She will, yeah.
2, someone's trying to take her place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't do well with someone taking her power.
So, she's immediately going... So what we've seen in the next episode trailer, we see that Eugene is on trial. So I think Eugene is going to be getting flagged for playing that message. But then But here's what they haven't figured out is, who recorded it? So then I think, she's going to be going after Max. Because Max is the one that recorded it and gave it to Eugene. Yes, they both played part in it. Maybe Max is also there. We just didn't see her in the shot. Maybe both Eugene and Max are on trial for... I don't know. What would they? Treason? They'd put him on trial for?
Who's the judge?
Yeah. So I don't know if Yumiko would be the judge or Yumiko would be the lawyer.
I'm thinking Yumiko would probably represent our people.
Yeah, she definitely would.
Yeah, I mean, because at this point, like...
Judge would just be somebody in
and
the
that's the question, right? Is Yumiko, like, too far gone? Like, meaning she's more Commonwealth than... our people, and we've seen the opposite, right? Yeah. We've seen that she's more we've seen
talking with Magna.
She's talking with Magna. Yeah. She's with our people. She's willing to argue with the Governor Milton, right?
Oh yeah.
So I just don't see her taking the Commonwealth. What's it called? Prosecution side.
Yeah. I think Yumiko, she understands, and I love the conversation between Yumiko and Magna, because Yumiko even said, you knew from the start what was going on here. You saw it. Like Magna saw immediately how bad this place was. And I think it took Yumiko a while because she found her brother.
Yeah.
And she was able to get back into doing what she loved, doing law and helping people. And I think it kind of and that's what the Commonwealth does. It kind of what Sebastian was saying. It puts a mask over your face so you don't see the evil going around you. You just see all the glamour and glitz that comes with it. But it's a totalitarian type society where you still have rich and poor, and how what you did in the previous life, that's what you're going to do now. So it's bad. And I think Yumiko, of course, has always been on our side. I think she just had the shades pulled over her eyes just to blind her a bit, and she's finally realizing, okay, yeah, we got to do something, to get our people out to help and save. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting, man. This trial of a rampage.
Yeah, and the real question is going to be like, I think the biggest question for me right now is, are we going to get that iconic scene of a riot ensuing, two sides, a line down the middle, and someone halts, basically all-out war? Does that happen if we do get that event? Mm-hmm. Does that happen before Eugene's trial? Does it happen during? Because look, people, like the people of Commonwealth heard that recording.
Yep.
They are rioting. Mm-hmm. And does that rioting continue on during the trial? Like, I think the trial is going to be the central focus of what's happening
the next
now
episode.
in Commonwealth.
Yeah. That's going to be huge. And I think there's going to be people picketing. I think there's going to be people just wanting to burn it down because... Well, then how well does Governor Milton lock it down with her military? Yeah, that's huge, dude. I mean, she's already done Order 66. So
hey, I called that out.
I know. In the reaction, I put it in there too. Yeah, I put Palpatine in there. It's going to be insane. So I mean, I think it does change everything, but there's still some things that are up in the air. There's still some things that we would like to see from the source material. Yes, it's going to change, but will they revert some of those items, or will they drop them completely and just change some things up now that Sebastian's gone? Or will they take his death and really force that arc onto other people, change it up a bit, but still have it relevant to the source material, giving it to someone else to give that speech? Hopefully we won't get a death from it.
It's definitely a game changer.
Yeah, it's a game changer. And, we think, in our opinion, you guys.
If they do the death, do we get the statue?
If it's Ezekiel,
it's like a cascading effect, right?
I can't
if they do this,
right? If they did a statue,
would you be pissed?
Not that I'd be pissed. I think the only way they would do a statue is if it would be probably Mercer, because he'd be the one that they would truly rally behind. Not to say they wouldn't rally behind Ezekiel, but I don't know if they would really do that give a statue for Ezekiel for that. They could. For stopping a war, they could hail him as a hero and yes, build a statue for it if he dies. If he gets killed for it.
I just don't know if I see that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see more Mercer getting that.
I see more Mercer.
If Mercer gives this awesome speech and he gets killed for it, they're going to hail Mercer for life and give him a statue to honor him. Yes, for Mercer.
Yeah.
But I don't want that. Like, I can go without the statue piece.
Ooh. So then who takes the... Well, I already know the answer to this. Who takes the scene? Let's assume that Mercer gets killed. Who takes the scene of finding him?
It'd be Max. Oh, Princess? Ooh. Oh, that would be tough.
Or do you think it would be Max? It would make more sense that it's Max, because honestly, we haven't had much Princess and Mercer screen time.
Yeah.
Even though we know there's a romantic relationship there.
It would hit harder if it was his sister who
Max,
found him.
Dude.
Yeah. It would hit so much harder if it was his sister who found him and had to put him down due to it. Yeah. It would hit. Yeah. That would be tough. I don't want that. I really don't. I want Mercer to stay alive and become
absolutely
the
leader of Commonwealth.
Either, the president of the Commonwealth and the Eastern Alliance.
That's another thing that we need to talk about.
Will there be a president? I don't know if they'd do that.
You gonna take that away from Maggie? The problem is Maggie
doesn't give a shit.
Maggie hasn't had that central
not in the
story.
Commonwealth.
She's gone.
Not in the Commonwealth at all. Yeah, no. They wouldn't. Maggie, hell no. Yeah. She'll go back to hell.
The Commonwealth people don't even know about her barely.
No. Maggie for president, like they did in the source material, will not happen.
Yeah.
At all. She'll go back to Hilltop and rebuild, or they'll just, I don't know, X Hilltop and go to Alexandria.
Is it
but I think
Yumiko?
Yumiko could fit. She could definitely fit. I could say Yumiko or Max.
Yeah.
Because those are the two
Max is a good one.
Those are the two that are closest to Milton that could be the next in line to really run that place.
Yeah, I would love for Max to be the leader.
Max would be cool.
Yeah.
Because she's been there the longest. Yumiko,
And
I think Yumiko will be the judge.
She genuinely cares about people.
Yeah.
And, oh, dude, Max.
Yumiko will take Michonne's story arc and become the judge.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, for sure. So many things, guys, from the source material that we're waiting to see. And we know that you guys are lovely subscribers who are also source material readers. We always love seeing your comments about, the source material, what they could do, what they could change, what they may not change. I've seen a couple of them already in our episode 18 reaction of kind of how we mentioned how things could change. And some people were like, well, I don't know if it could change things, but they could still do a death. They could still do something. We'll have to wait and see what they want to do. But
I'm just happy it's not Rick.
I'm happy it's not Rick.
Honestly, I love it.
And there's no one really. I think they could really take that part out. And not do it.
They could, absolutely. And still have, some
relevance.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, is it Father G?
Think of something else? No, he's not there.
He's been having sermons there.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. But no,
not
really. I don't see it. Not at all. Just keep Father Gabriel away from a water tower. That's all we want.
That ain't going to happen.
So, yeah, guys, let us know. Do you think Sebastian's death has really changed a lot? There are still some open story arcs from the source material that they could do, giving them to other people. For you just comic book readers, do you think there will be a statue of somebody being honoring them? Could it be Mercer? Or if we take out the statue piece altogether, Mercer becomes the head leader of the military, Yumiko becomes the judge, and maybe Max for president in the end, or something like that. I don't know. Let us know. We'll still have more videos as the episodes go along and how things change.
It's going to change.
It's going to change. So once again, if you enjoyed, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more with us. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation.
We're up.